Well, we're out here on the lake at Alsager, or rather I should call it the Mere. I should get into terrible trouble if I call it the lake. And I've got in the boat with me one of the most famous people off BBC television.
Hello.
This is Peter Purvis off television's Blue Peter, and we've got Petra here as well in the boat. And we're rowing into the landing stage, and with a bit of luck, we're about to hit the landing stage. I think it's a collision course.
With a bit more luck, we might have got in first time. There we go.
And I'm shipping the oars now. We'll get out and go over to the table where we've got a rather nice drink waiting for us.
Thanks very much. Right, come on,
Right,
dogs.
off we go.
I've left the lead.
Oh.
Come on, Petra.
Man, we've got Petra hooked up in the cable here. Come on, that's it. That's it.
Well, she does tend to get self hooked up on things occasionally. Good girl. That's it.
There we are. There's a drink of lemon there for
Thanks
you.
very much.
I believe that you used to be at Alsager at one time.
Yeah, I was there in, I think it was 58, 59, but I'm not sure. It might have been 59, 60.
And this was at the college, of course.
Yeah.
And how long were you there for?
2 years. It was a 2 year course then.
And what subjects did you study while you were there?
For my sins, maths and English, main subjects. Wasn't very good at either of them.
Another thing is rather interesting. I believe you wrote a pantomime while you were...
Yeah, one of the Christmases we did Aladdin. I adapted it really. It was a pantomime that was available, you know, but I adapted it round for the college things into it. I played Widow Twanky, which was good for a laugh. Knocked myself out on one of the performances. We put it on for local school children, but on one occasion I fell over onto a wig that I was wearing, which I'd made myself. It had a knot up on the top here, and it's a sort of useful fall that you can do, you know, it makes people laugh, and you just go straight backwards. Use your elbows to stop yourself hitting the deck hard. I didn't quite manage it that time, and I clipped my head on the boards. Apparently I knocked myself out. They revived me, and I did the end of the show, but I wasn't actually aware of what had happened to her. Pretty nasty.
You've had a brief look round the college. What sort of changes do you notice since you've been...
Well, I mean, all the rebuilding. It was a green shack Nissen hut affair when I was there. One main hall, which had a stage, not a very well-equipped one. I mean, you've got sort of television cameras and everything. We had nothing, really, then. The interesting thing was that the main maths group that I was in, we did a model of the college as it stood. It must be around somewhere. Made out of wood. We surveyed the whole college, and it's an accurate model of the college as it was then. And we had third-year supplementary students then, because, as I say, ours was a 2-year course. And they did a model of the projected college, how it was going to look. You know, and it was a very good model indeed. That must be around somewhere as well. But it was, as far as I can see, I mean, I can't remember it in detail, but as far as I can see, it's very much as the college is now. And I don't think the plans were passed then, so it's quite interesting that those plans which they built the model of were passed.
I believe when you left the college, you taught for a year.
Yeah.
Where was this?
In the East End of London, Hackney.
And what happened after that?
Well, I'd always intended to act sometime, and a year, in fact, teaching was enough for me. Sad to say, really, but I wasn't cut out for it. I didn't enjoy it very much. And so I went back to the repertory company that I'd worked with every school holiday since I was 16. I'd done plays there. I'd done maybe 3 plays per holiday. You know.
Where was that?
Barrow-in-Furness.
Oh, yes.
And I went back there and did 2 years in rep, and then split from there, went to London, which was nice. I mean,
to seek fame and fortune.
Of course, naturally. I learned a few things as well, which... you know, they shatter all your illusions. It's no point in being an actor unless you think that you're going to do terribly well, and you're going to make it. Because, well, certainly it's starting point. I mean, now I think I'm mature enough to realise, you know, there are things that I can do. I'm not going to be a film star, but I enjoy very much doing Blue Peter at the moment.
Yes, and then you got into Blue Peter, of course. Did you find it a problem taking over from? I believe you took over from Christopher Trace.
That's right. Yeah.
Did you find there's a problem with the viewers?
Yes, there is. It took at least a year to become sort of finally accepted. You tell from the letters. I mean, we get a vast postbag every week, somewhere in the region of about 3,000 letters a week. All of these are answered. They're all filed. So if someone writes twice, probably a reference will be made to their previous letter. For a long time, they carried on writing to Chris, John, and Val.
Yes.
Then they dropped Chris, and it was to John and Val. You know, this is generalising. There were quite a lot that would write to me as well. But it took about a year before sort of all the letters that came in were addressed to the three of us as we were on the programme then. Now I get my own letters as well.
I believe you've got 8 million viewers. This seems a terrific amount.
Well, it's been better than that. 8 million is our peak at the moment, because we've got the bright, the days stay light. It doesn't get dark nice and early in the evening. But when the clocks start getting changed again next year, we should get up to what was our peak before, which was 10 million.
So the time of year does affect this?
Oh yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, the audience varies between 5 and 8.5 million, in fact, at the moment. But it's 5 and 10.
Have you had any
nights.
nasty moments on Blue Peter? I remember there was once when you had a bit of trouble with a 7-bore.
Oh well, that was a disaster. I mean, we went out to film it. Have you ever seen the 7-bore?
Yes, yes.
Because it's not horrific, it's just curious, you see this great wave coming up the stream. It comes up against the river flow. So we were in with a boatman who's supposed to know what it was all about, and the stream's flowing at maybe 12, 14 knots towards the sea, and the bore comes up over the top of this at about the same speed in the opposite direction. So you've got a meeting point there. Well, it isn't a meeting point because it does actually flow over the top. It rolls over. It's a wave over the top. And we were in a boat, let's say, where the boatman's supposed to know what was going on. He got us into shallow water, which was very fast flowing. And we were shooting another boat, which was going to jump through the bore. Great, we thought. And as our boatman tried to power us away from the front of the bore as it came up, the back of the boat dips down like that. And the outboard motor dug into a sandbank, and we just swiveled round, and the bore hit us side on, and we sank. We lost. Well, eventually we got the camera back. You might have seen that on the programme anyway.
I believe a couple of viewers found the camera.
Yeah, 2 boys from Newnham.
Well, I'm glad we didn't have the time we were row.
In the middle of the mere as all Sager, and we seem to be floundering a bit at this boat at the moment.
Only a little.
I'm trying desperately to turn it round, and sitting in the boat with me is one of the most famous people on BBC television at the moment. If I can bring the boat round a little bit, you'll be able to see exactly who it is.
And they'll all think, who?
He's one of the 3 presenters of television's Blue Peter, Peter Purvis. Yes.
Hello, Peter.
We'll try and get round a bit more. That's it.
Now, I think you need to come round a bit.
Yes. And then
Looks like we're going to the wrong landing stage. We won't be long.
Oh, well, Peter, I know.
Here I have 3 cups and 1, 2, 3 sponges. Now I place 1 cup there, 1 cup there, and 1 cup there. As you can see, there's nothing up my sleeves. I put 1 sponge from the middle on the middle cup, the left cup on the middle cup, the right cup on the left cup. I wave my hand and utter the magic word abracadabra, and there we see the sponge has penetrated right through the cup. But that's enough of me. Let's see somebody who can do some real magic. Nantwich's master magician, Harry Davis.
Hello, Peter. Well, Peter, you did very well with that, but you don't really look like a magician. What we really need is something to make you look more like a magician. How about that? It looks great, that does. It's improved his face no end, there's no doubt. And the next thing that you must be able to do magic, you must learn how to borrow things. I wonder if you go down to a lady in the audience and borrow me a ring. That was brilliant, that was.
Yes.
Don't worry about this, madam. This is not a trick. This is a game. It's a game I devised myself, and I'm going to put the ring for safety. We'll wrap it in this handkerchief here, and we'll wrap the handkerchief in a ball. And perhaps, Peter, which is your best hand, your right or your left?
I think the right one.
I think your right one's the best.
Right.
Good. The idea being that we're going to play a game with the ring and with you and with the handkerchief. The game is called Jump the Gun. It's not called Beat the Clock or one of those things. Over here, of course, what we have a magic wand here, which you must be very careful with because we don't want anything to happen to that. It's a very, very valuable one. And the idea is this. If you're very clever, what I want you to do is catch the ring with the hand that you hold in the handkerchief. If you're not very clever, use your other hand, but whatever you do, don't miss the ring. I'll count 3, I'll fire the gun, and you do the catching. Are you ready? Yes. 1, 2, 3. Did you get it?
No.
I'm very sorry about that, madam. It was all Peter's fault. It didn't seem to go on the ring. It's a pity about that, really. I'll tell you what usually happens, though, Peter. I have had this trouble before, and we do find that it goes into one of these items on the front. They've been there all the time. We have here a tub of margarine, and to the mustard.
Yeah.
Now, if I was to say to you, would you have the mustard or the margarine, what would you say?
I think I'll have the margarine.
God, I was hoping you'd say that. Something. Would you take the knife? It's rather sharp. Be very careful. It will just cut us.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh well.
I'm pity about that. You don't seem to be safe with knives. Perhaps you'd like to try a pair of scissors. Be careful with all. Just cut a little bit of a... You can't open the scissors. Never mind. These seem to be a bit better. They seem to move all right. Anyway, try those, Peter. Oh, tell me, did I pick you or did you volunteer? Try these scissors. You have trouble opening them. I'll open them for you. We're all right.
All right, we should be all right this time.
They should be all right this time.
Right, yeah.
Cut the margarine.
No.
Look, there's no difficulty in opening the scissors at all. Take the scissors and cut a hole in the margarine and the ring will be right in the You can't shut them now. Never mind. Look, I've got the rest of the show to do, Peter. I wonder if you'd mind holding your hand ready to grab the ring as we open it. I will open it for you. It'll be all right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go! Oh, dear. Well, there's only the mustard left, and it must be in there. So after that, of course, I don't think you want to open this, so I'll open it for you. There's no difficulty with these things. Doesn't seem to be in there either. Oh dear, I'm very sorry, madam. We appear to have lost the ring. Tell me, was that lady a friend of yours?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. We must revert back to magic, I'm afraid. We're no use at these games. And here we have the very old magic wand, the one which belonged to a very famous magician. Be very careful with it. Would you wave it over the handkerchief there, please? Let's make a good job of it. Good. Never mind. What I really brought you here for, Peter, was this. This box has been standing on the table all the time, and would you confirm to the audience that it is really locked?
It is
really
yes,
locked.
yes.
Good. We'll get the key from here, and we'll undo that. There we are. And as we open this box up, inside, strange as it may seem, is another box. And inside this box, once again, is another box. This is rather a nice box, we can see right through it. Inside is a very nice bouquet, or posy, whichever you like to call it. Would you like to take that out for me, Peter? Great. Is there anything else in there?
Yes, there's a ring.
There's a ring in there. Perhaps you'd like to put it on the stem of the flower, take it along to the lady and thank her very much for her help. Thank you very much. Right.
Excuse me. I've come to change with you.
Oh, yes, sir. Our library welcomes you. Name,
Oh,
sir?
Thank you very much. Baker, isn't it? Baker.
Yeah, sir? Baker. Long time?
No, I've been away like. Just his.
You have, have you?
Yeah.
Very nice. Oh, you've had last volume. An enormous find. That's the one, sir. Lovely little volume. Well, I'm afraid the fine comes to £4.75.
Check, okay.
Yes, I think so. Make that Would you? Oh, Mr. Baker, sir.
Yeah?
Williams leave the library. They are in condition.
Oh,
This
God.
one has been defaced.
Must have been the kids, you know. I mean, I've told them that when you're away for such a long time, you can't look after them.
They are irrepressible, aren't they? However, I'm afraid you'll have to make it good, so that'll bring the fine up to £83, please.
£7. Well, I'll just go and have a browse round.
You see anything that takes your
See what I
fancy?
can find. Well,
That is a reference volume only for use in the library.
well, I'll consume them.
Oh, you're entitled to do that, sir.
Just
Yes.
have a
Why not use one of the...
quick browse in one of the corrals, yes.
You didn't like it, sir?
No.
Our customers say the same. Perhaps I could... for you.
Oh, what you got in the back?
Oh,
Don't know what you got. Something a bit, you know,
A bit.
cosmopolitan.
cosmopolitan,
That's
sir.
what I said, cosmopolitan.
I know what you mean, sir. One moment. Here we are, sir. Translated from the French, in its second edition.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yes, I'm sure you'll find that makes very good reading.
Bit fruity, innit? No, I can't read. I wouldn't approve.
Oh, well, there we are, sir. That's life, isn't it? However,
Let's have a look at something in the way of like read in bed, you know, so a bit frothy,
frivolous.
as Harold Hobson.
Frivolous. What does Harold Hobson say again, sir?
Frivolous.
Frivolous customers, sir. Find a little of what they find in the children's section. I think I have the very thing for you. Perhaps a little unusual, but rather frivolous. Here we are, sir.
What kind of reader do you think I am? That's going to be far, isn't it? I mean, I mean, a joke's a joke, but bloody hell. See, you're a pervert, are you?
I'm terribly sorry, sir.
That's
I
okay,
made a
mate.
very wrong assumption.
Chacun a son goût, as the French say.
Yes.
Well, what else you got then?
Well, the only thing I can suggest, sir, is perhaps a record.
A record. Yeah, that'd be very nice, bit of music. Let's see, a waltz.
A waltz, sir.
A waltz.
A waltz.
Very fond of the waltz.
Here's a nice waltz, sir. Lovely waltz, this will do you fine. One of our more popular long players.
Okay.
You like it?
Yeah.
Fine, sir. I'm sure you'll find that does a very good turn, sir.
Yeah, well, the other thing is, as I say, I've been away a bit, you know, and I come out, I'm a bit out of contact. What I need's a job, you see.
Oh, well, afraid you have to go down the labour exchange.
No, don't understand. I've always fancied your job.
I'm terribly sorry, sir. I should be here for a good few
No, I
years
mean,
yet.
being a librarian, like.
Oh!
Yeah.
Librarianship.
Nice, quiet job, nice hours,
Oh,
good
yeah,
wages.
a high qualification, sir. Very
So, can you show me something in the way of vocational guidance?
do it yourself, sir.
That's what I mean.
Do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
Do it yourself, librarian. I have the very thing for you, sir. Bumper edition. Here we are, sir. A career in the regular library.
Oh, yeah. Great, I'll take it.
Well, they've certainly sent me on my best assignment yet. This is what they call drinking on the job. I'm at the Navigation Inn at Bucksworth in Derbyshire, and the landlady of this particular pub you can see twice a week on Granada television. Thank you. Her name is Pat Phoenix, probably better known to Coronation Street viewers as Elsie Tanner. You're an actress, basically, Pat. How is it you find time to run a pub as well?
Well, I've got a very good manager and a lot of very good staff here. I really don't do the hard work. I just hang around in the background, that's all.
You serve in the pub, do you?
Oh, no, they won't allow me to. I disrupt everything, you see. I just come around and say good evening to everybody.
And how long have have you had this pub?
Oh, about 18 months now.
Mm. And when people come in, I expect they expect to see you here.
Well, they expect, yes.
But they don't see you here.
Not always. Sometimes they do, but not always. I'm a very busy life. I work every day rehearsing for Coronation Street, and I have very many other commitments as well. We work at weekends, work in the evenings, do functions for charity and everything else.
Have you had any humorous experiences in here with people who've come in?
Which one of a million would you care to name?
Well, for instance, somebody who came in and didn't expect to see you here, and, it's a case of...
No, that doesn't happen because my name is over the door, and a lot of people head this way because they particularly want to see me. Plus, this is a very good pub, and the beer's very good. Try it.
Yes, I will do. That's a very good idea, yes. You started out as an actress.
Yes.
How did you begin?
How did I begin? Well, at the age of 3, my mother noticed there was something remarkably different about me, and decided that I was some sort of throwback, you see, or I ought to be seen to by a doctor. At the age of 11, I was on BBC Children's Hour, doing children's plays and things like that, and frightening my parents to death, you see. And this went on for a great number of years, and finally I joined a touring company, then I went into rep, stock, straight, everything you like, Shakespeare. Side, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
You felt this was your biggest...
Well, one of... was slip.
Well, Peter certainly gets the pick of the interviews. If you're wondering what I'm doing up here, well, it's because I've just joined the College Mountaineering Club and I'm receiving basic instructions on how the official instructor up there, Phil Blatch. I'll tell you how it is done in a few moments, but in the meantime, let's hear a piece from the Farnham and District Prize Silver Band.
Okay, well Barry's decided to go back down and keep his down, and as promised I'm going to make a of one of the more spectacular moves on this climbing wall, and that's the king swing. Now this is a pendule movement, which is why it's called that, because you pendule back and across the wall. At the moment I'm a bit too high on this rope that I'm hanging from, so I'll have to move down just a bit so that the wall, gathering momentum until I can get one of these metal clips through the sling over here. Now, that's the first part, but I don't hanging here all day. And the next part of the move, try and get one of these tape slings through the metal clip so I can get myself in a more comfortable position on the wall, like so. This is perhaps a difficult section of the move, is moving into the sling. Get yourself stood up comfortably. I'm quite safe now, hanging from the sling. I can free myself from the abseil rope and getting another step into the clip and another sling so that I can get into a comfortable resting position, because that was a very strenuous move. It's not a move I'd take a beginner on. With some experience of climbing, it can be very exciting. I think that'll end the demonstration now, as I believe we're going over to see some dancers.